student at Georgetown College working on an endorsement in ESL. I'm doing this video in partial requirements for EDU Fab 80 and to educate one of my colleagues, Erin Ball, on how to accommodate a lesson to meet the needs of an ESL student. Okay, this is Erin Ball. This is going to be her third year of teaching. She's taught 6th grade social studies and language arts for 2 years now. And she possibly will be working with a new ESL student to our school next year. Okay, so Erin, do you have any experience with ESL students?
I don't.
No? Okay, and do you feel qualified to adapt your lessons currently to meet their needs?
Not really, no.
No? Okay, so have you had any training in ESL yet?
We had one chapter in my undergraduate in one class that focused on ESL. That's it.
Okay, all right, so this should be very informative to you.
Yeah.
The student we'll refer to as Tucker. That's not his real name. We'll just refer to him as that for confidentiality purposes. He's from Mexico. He lives in a home with his mother, father, and 3 other siblings. He's got an older brother and then a younger brother and younger sister. And currently, no one in the family is fluent in English or comfortable speaking in English. Due to moving to the district so late last year, we don't have access to any of his access test scores, MAP test scores, or K-PREP test scores. Okay. So the lesson we chose to modify was a 6th grade social studies lesson. It's one that she and I have both used in the past. It's about spatial inequality and population density using Mexico City as an example. We chose that because it's culturally relevant to the student and just to give us a better understanding of how to adapt a lesson we both already taught. So the introduction of the lesson is you tape on the floor a 3x3 square and then you move kids into it in larger increments. You start with maybe 10 kids in there and then move to maybe 15 and then 20 and they see how an area becomes more crowded. So after you do that activity, you would reflect on what is the definition of population density, draw a picture of what population density may look like, and then reflect on maybe how it would impact the people who live in that area. Okay, so how you would change your regular activity to meet the needs of an ESL student is in your room. You might have a word wall with definitions and pictures for the kids to reference. And then you've already considered the kid because you picked a lesson about Mexico City, so it gives him a little background knowledge and makes him feel culturally important. And questions that you direct to the kids when you ask them to do something, you should read the question to them, have it written down so they can reference it, and also have visual aids for them about the question. And it's okay if the assignment's not graded, if it's notes, for them to write it in Spanish. You shouldn't be concerned with that. Okay, do you have any questions so far?
No, it's awesome.
Okay. So after the bell ringer, your lesson would show 4 different families, have pictures of their homes along with a paragraph describing each family. And this breaks into the spatial inequality. You would see how different families in the same area have more or less resources. So the student will read the paragraph and look at the pictures, and then after that they'll define spatial inequality, record the definition, a picture of the word, and then their feelings about how spatial inequality affected the families. So the Geography Aloud textbook is good because it provides Spanish translations to the students. So the night before they can access the Spanish translations at home and read the content in Spanish before coming to school to give them a little more confidence. I know you're getting ready to attend a Kagan training, and those have you set up the students in little centers. Those are good to have students communicate their thoughts before sharing aloud to the class, builds confidence and helps them socially develop. And then also you want to have some formative assessments that aren't written or verbal. So maybe like a Plickers where they answer A, B, C, or D, or a whiteboard up with a yes or no, or a thumbs up, thumbs down questions, but it doesn't all have to be verbal or written. Okay? Do any of these accommodations seem too much for your daily lesson? Okay?
Would you print the Spanish and then send it home with them, or would you just give them the online access, or either, depending on their resources?
It depends on their resources. If if they don't have access to internet at home, could print the, yeah. Okay, so the exit slip suggested was, is there a relationship between spatial inequality and population density? Justify your answer with 2 reasons. So this is a big written prompt for them to do. So when you're trying to adapt an assessment that you're going to grade for the students, the WIDA framework is good to use. This is the 2007 edition, and it provides all the standards for students. And so ESL students are asked to master social language, mathematical language, science language, language arts language, and social studies language. So for this lesson, we're looking at the language of social studies. So you can flip to the book, and it'll give you a chart of grades 6 through 8, since that's what we are, and then example topics that you may be covering, and how you would assess it for listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay? Mm-hmm. So we're looking at writing. Right? Yes. We'll look at writing.
Yep.
Okay. So since we don't know what level Tucker is on, we'll look at all 5 levels of instruction. The first one says maybe they could just label illustrations. So I suggest if you give them a word bank or a phrase bank to match with pictures. Okay? The second one says to describe using graphical organizers. So I suggested to use a flow chart for students to see how population density can lead to spatial inequality. And then the next one said you can start to compare, contrast. So for that one I said reference a chart to make assumptions about relationships, because they're finding the relationship between population density and spatial inequality. And then for this one, it says discuss the functions of it, so they can start to predict and discuss the function of population density and spatial inequality. And for the last one, it's discuss and justify, which was your exit slip. Mm-hmm. And just since we're still accommodating for it, they can just explain one way population density can impact spatial inequality. But you never change the content for them or expect them to do less. You just let them show what they plan to do in a different way. Cool. Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Sorry. And you can purchase this book online, or it's online where you can access it anytime. And I'll put that in the comments for the video. And just a couple other things you may consider when working with an ESL student is it's okay to be unsure when you're working with them. You've had very little training, so just be comfortable contacting with the ESL coordinator. Your classroom environment, when you're setting up your room for the new year, try and think of ways to address his culture in your classroom so it's a little more comforting to him. And constantly be reflective of cultural norms in America versus cultural norms in other countries, because you may assume a child is acting a